Easy, guys. I know you're probably going to laugh at me wearing a woolly hat, big jacket. It's actually been a decent day in England, to be fair. I went out on like a 3-hour walk with my mate Pinder, great guy. Decent weather, blue sky, but still a bit chilly. Got my Norway hat on, well, it's my brother's actually. Big shout out to Hans. Actually, he's Danish. What am I talking about? So, listen. This is going to be wild because I've covered this before and now I'm going to cover it in more detail. And it's everything that I've been saying with this case and with the number that I predicted. So let's be having it. Hello, Mia. Oh my God, if it isn't the walking, talking G-O-D. Whoa. How you doing, Mia? You good? Probably not used to seeing me in big jackets either, are you? We don't wear them in Mexico. Hope you're well. How you doing, Sebastian? Great to see you, brother. I can't see you, but glad that you're in the chat. Hey, Adam, praying for you, for your baptism. I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you very much. You good, Mia? Yeah, I'm good. I just got back from a 3-hour walk with my mate Pinder. Took some beautiful photographs. The nature in England is really nice. When the weather's nice, England's very nice, in my opinion. I'm waiting for my brother to come back. He's going to cook up a stir fry. For now, I'm going to tuck into this banana because a little bit hungry. Tomorrow as well, I'm going on like a 4-hour walk with my mate Nathan and Pinder. Just in demand. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be in demand. People want to see you. So what I'm going to do now is break down why Thomas Cashman, yes, Cashman, just got sentenced to 42 years. So if you've been following my work for over 2 years, the biggest number I talk about is the number 42. You can go back and watch all of my stuff. Number 42, number 42. And it connects to the beast of Revelation, which reigns for 42 months, which is 3 years and 6 months. That's why 36 is so big and why 666 is the 36 triangular number. 6 times 6 is 36. And the book of Revelation is the 66th and final book of the Bible. And I think we're watching it play out right in front of us. We always hear about how the world's scripted. It's scripture. So I'm going to show you, again, the code for why Cashman was sentenced to 42 years. And then you guys have to decide who you think's behind the code, because you can't deny the code. You can't deny the code, but you can debate who's behind it. You can't deny the code. What I'm presenting to you cannot be denied when you hear it. Wait, your birthday is this month. Yes, Mia, one of the main reasons I came back, I share my birthday with my dad. Amazing guy. We both have that April the 14th birthday, and I've not been in England to share my birthday with him for probably over a decade. So I came back for that, for my sister, obviously, to see my mum, my good friends. And it's been great. I'm very fortunate. I have an incredible family and friends, and I'm always getting looked after. So that's why I came back. I didn't come back necessarily for a typical vacation. Came back for my roots, basically. What is your surprise that Cody Rhodes lost last night to Roman? I don't pay enough attention to wrestling anymore. I think everybody expected Cody to win because the way they built him up. He'll win the title. He has to win the title for the way it's being built up. He'll probably win it in that event that they're hosting when King Charles is coronated. If you don't know who Decoding Cody is, you should check him out. So WWE is hosting an event on May the 6th, which is the day that King Charles is getting coronated. So that might be when Cody gets coronated and becomes the world champion, which he's been looking to do for close to 20 years. He's been in the wrestling industry. So he came through really young, didn't he? So was I really surprised? Didn't really care enough to be surprised. Roman Reigns dominating is no shock. No shock. But I think if anyone's going to take it off Roman Reigns, it'll be Cody Rhodes. Ivor, tipping and hurling all the time. Go. Guys, this is Coobs in the chat, one of the funniest, talented guys that I know. He lives in LA now. He grew up with me. We played football together. Very, 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 very incredibly intelligent guy and funny. That's why I like Coobs. Sometimes you get these really intelligent guys and they have no personality to them. With him, I can talk about anything with him, and he's open-minded. He doesn't judge people, and he's hilarious guy, really hilarious guy. So anyway, let me get into the code, all right? Let me get into it. Olivia Pratt-Korbel's killer, Thomas Cashman, sentenced to at least 42 years for murder. Personally, I don't think Thomas Cashman ever existed. All right. And if you go on the website, which is a legit website, it's called thispersondoesnotexist.com. Go on it. I'll maybe share the link in the description. So, a 34-year-old man appeared in court in the northwest of England on Monday. This is a while back, charged with the murder of a 9-year-old girl who was shot dead at her home. So 34 is connected to the number 9. 34 is the 9th Fibonacci, and the girl who got shot, we're told, was 9 years old. And days after Olivia died in Liverpool, all right, Olivia Pratt-Korbel died in Liverpool at age 9. Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0. The day after, Celtic beat Dundee 9-0, who were affiliated with Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. When you study that, connects to the devil. I'll do a whole video on that. That's why Jurgen Klopp, the clubs that he's been at, Mainz, Dortmund, and Liverpool, they all have the "You'll Never Walk Alone" theme song. And that's why I've predicted he's going to go to Celtic at some point in his career. He'll go to Celtic. I said this will be his last season, 7-year curse. 7 years at Man, 7 years at Dortmund. This will be his last season at Liverpool. And it makes sense, doesn't it, with the season that he's having. Will you be very shocked if Tom Brady comes out of retirement? Brady's not coming out. I said he would come out last time. I called his exact retirement date. Brady ain't coming back. If you watch my codes on Brady and my videos on Brady, Brady's done. The guy retired at the end of the 103rd NFL season. His first ever NFL game was 10-3, 103. 103 is the 27th prime. He won his last Super Bowl on 2-7. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. He retired with 333 days left in the year after making 333 million. Lucifer was cast out of heaven with 33.3% of the angels. Brady was born 8-3, the 23rd prime. He played 23 seasons. Brady ain't coming back. WWE, UFC, sports entertainment. That's all it is. It's just WWE are open about it, all being scripted. I've told you all of this. All these combat sports, they're not what you think you are. Yes, they get punched. Yes, they get hurt. They do in wrestling as well. They get hurt. There's a lot of physicality involved. So I also find it really interesting. Today, you've got Thomas Cashman being sentenced on Arsenal's number 9, Gabriel Jesus' birthday. All right. So Cashman's been sentenced to at least 42 years for murder. Gabriel Jesus has scored 4 goals and assisted 2 goals versus Liverpool. I don't know how I do this, but I do it. All right. Gabriel Jesus plays for Arsenal. Arsenal's nickname is the Gunners. Olivia was killed by a gunman, Thomas Cashman, whilst the economy is crashing. All right. And I predicted, well, my website did, had Jesus to score against Leeds. And he scored 2, didn't he? Gabriel Jesus is mocking Christ. We hear that Jesus was crucified on April the 3rd. Gabriel Jesus, born April the 3rd. They tell us that Jesus Christ, his birth is Christmas Day. Gabriel Jesus tests positive for coronavirus on Christmas Day. All right. And who replaced Jesus at Man City? The Beast, Haaland. The Beast, Haaland, replaced Jesus. The Beast replaced Jesus. Yep. Let's see who wins. The Beast might be the Golden Boot winner, Haaland, but who's going to win the league? I really hope it's Arsenal. Think about the Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, the centre-back's called Gabriel. That all connects to the Archangel Gabriel. Brady's a demon, GG. All right? It's not a typical guy who's just going out there and being told exactly to throw for this amount of yards. All right? That guy is a fallen angel, Brady. Guy who's won more Super Bowls than any franchise. The guy who was the 199th pick. Okay. Drafted the 6th round. Yeah, he's won 7 Super Bowls and got to 10 of them. Thomas Cashman was charged on 10-3. There's your 103 again. 2022. All right. That's when he was originally charged. After being arrested in connection with the death of 9-year-old Olivia Pratt-Korbel on August the 22nd in Liverpool. Something about this city, I'm telling you, it's where the Beatles came from. It's the most successful football team in England. Connects to the slave trade. It connects to the Titanic. There's something about Liverpool. So Cashman in gematria equals 23, his last name, the 9th prime number. All right, so 239 is the 52nd prime. Liverpool equals 52. I remember when I predicted that they would beat Villarreal 5-2 on aggregate, and they did last season's Champions League because of this code. And Thomas Cashman, if you type his name into the Gematrinator, it gets you 135, 45, 216, and 72. And they all come up to 9 in numerology. 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 2 plus 1 plus 6 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. And that's not how it all works out, guys. This name's being made up. This character's being made up. This shooting's being made up. And you won't want to hear it because you'll get sensitive about it. And that's where the media manipulate your emotions. All right? They manipulate your emotions. There'll be a load of people right now delighted and celebrating that Thomas Cashman's been sentenced to 42 years when the guy don't even exist. All right? Philip Wright, you can't kill somebody who never existed. So his name in English Ordinal gets you 135. That stood out because Revelation 13:5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. This is regarding the devil and the devil's reign for 42 months. He has been given power by God to speak great things and blasphemies. We're seeing it, guys. We're living in a godless world. We're seeing what they're doing with the trans agenda, seeing what we're doing with the economy, with the lies. Like it's all coming out. But he has permission from God to do it. And you have to decide at this point, are you going to keep playing along with this? Can you not see the systems collapsing? Can you not see how much you're being abused and manipulated? It's time to step up and call it out instead of being afraid of being judged by man. The only judgment you should worry about is that from God, not from man or your peers. All right, it's time to speak up. So now check this out. Cashman, made up name, was charged 42 days after he killed Olivia. All right, the original time he was charged, he killed Olivia August the 22nd, 2022. All right, and then he got charged in connection with her murder October the 3rd, 2022. Exactly 42 days after. And now he's just been sentenced to 42 years. You believe all of this? When he got sentenced as well, he got sentenced on 55, 10, and 35 date numerology. Type in the word Satan into the Gematrinator, you get 55, 10, and 35. You don't think Satan's behind this? Of course, 42 days is 6 weeks. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 is the number connected to the devil. So it's funny how last season, Liverpool was so good. And they competed for 4 major trophies, the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League. They nearly won all 4. So they competed for 4. How many did they win? 2. 42. Who was their best player last season? Mane. Who did he just sign for? Bayern Munich. How much did they pay for him? 42 million. Who won the African Cup of Nations? Who won it? Mane's team. Who got the winning penalty in a 4-2 win against Salah's Egypt? Mane. Fast forward, what? Hey, Joseph, how you doing, brother? Much love to you. Hey, Philip, Yasmin, Graham, Gary, Kenneth. Who? What's happened to Liverpool? They won the League Cup last year. They won the FA Cup. They were this close to winning the league. And they got to the Champions League final. This year, out of the League Cup, out of the FA Cup, getting destroyed in the league, out of the Champions League, which I said would happen at the beginning of the season to all of you. What's happened? It's the code. Like I said, the code determines who wins trophies, who gets relegated, who the player of the year is. All right. That's why sometimes you have these players who are amazing for a season, then they disappear because their code doesn't connect anymore. All right. Liverpool fans, like, you're not questioning what's going on with your club? Or how you can beat Bournemouth 9-0 and then lose to them shortly after? You don't want to question it, Liverpool fans? You don't, because half of your life is about your football team. You go to work, probably do a job you don't like, to go watch your football team, talk about that. Liverpool are a successful team, so you get that satisfaction. You feel like you're connected to success. It's not real. The Reds, you're worshipping the devil. Why do you think I stopped watching football? Why I gave away all my Man United shirts? Because I had the Red Devil on my heart. I had the Red Devil on my heart. And I ain't doing it anymore. I'll keep exposing it. That's why people, they don't want to hear this, because their team is their identity in many ways. I've told you this when I speak to a lot of my old friends. The only thing we ever talked about was football. You think United will win league? Liverpool? What about City? Who will Champions League? Or what about fantasy football? That's all you talked about. They've got nothing else to talk about. I figured that out. I figured that out the hard way. And then I stuck with the true ones who had more substance to them, who wasn't just talking about who's going to win Premier League. All right? Talking about guys they've never met in their life, never hung out with, don't know anything about them. Walking around with their names on the back, other people's names on the back of a jersey. It's cringeworthy when you think about it. If you actually sit down and break it all down. So, yeah, you're a huge Bucks fan, weren't you, Joseph? What's crazy, Joseph, another sync with you and I, because we have so many. You was a massive Bucks fan. I was a huge Man United fan, and they're both owned by the Glazer family, who clearly work for Satan. But yeah, you've got Man United, the Red Devils. You've got the Buccaneers that have that Skull and Bones logo connected to the Pirates, stealing from us. So you've got Cashman. He was originally sentenced on 10-3, 27th prime. 9 + 9 + 9 = 27. 2 + 7 is 9. What's the emergency dialing code for England? 999. That would have been called if it actually happened. All right. So it says here, no pleas were entered and no application for bail. We've just had Gareth Bale retire. Was made during the 10-minute hearing, which was sent to be heard by a judge at Liverpool Crown Court. And again, who was the best baseball player last year? Aaron Judge, number 99. Satan, of course, gets you your 10. Liverpool lost in the Champions League final, 1-0, like 10. Their best player last season was Mane, number 10. All right, not even a very good footballer, but had the code, whatever rituals that he took part in, got him to where he was. The hearing was at Liverpool's Crown Court, like Corona. And funny, Olivia's funeral was held at St. Margaret Mary's Church, and Queen Elizabeth's sister was called Margaret, and Elizabeth's middle name was Mary. The so-called killer's last name is Cashman. No coincidence that it's the same time the pound is failing, and it's at its lowest, and there's a huge money crisis. All right? I've shown you the mockery with the names. Like, the one example was on the BBC when they were at a gas station and they were interviewing Phil McCann. No joke, Phil McCann. When there were gas shortages, his name was Phil McCann. It's something off The Simpsons, guys. It's like Mockery. On one hand, I feel like it's God saying, hey, guys, come on, stop worshipping man, stop falling for this system. All right, it's so blatant now. Or it's just the devil mocking us. I don't think it's like man intentionally doing it. It's the devil is very cheeky. He's got a personality for sure. So it's interesting that in gematria, the dark winter, which they keep talking about, is 156, 66, 195, and 78. Currency crash, which they keep talking about, 156, 66, 195, 78. So what's this dark winter? Is it literally that people are not going to be able to pay for electricity? As we see the prices, they're ludicrous. Been speaking to my close friends and family, I'm baffled. And when you really break it down, I've told people this many times, that this system is so fragile. What is to stop the government, again, if you look into the Bible? Oh, thank you, Brother Darrell. How are you, boy? One of my closest friends, I would say, despite the fact that I've never met him. I just have a connection with him. Thank you. But now I forgot what I was going to say. Can somebody remind me what I was talking about? This happens sometimes with me. Oh, no. Guy with my memory sometimes forgets. What was I going on about there? Oh, the electricity bills. So what's to stop the government? Again, it's energy. Satan's all about energy and taking your energy. Energy connects to electricity. It's your energy bill. Everything's energy. Everything within this realm has energy. I've told you that. And what's to stop Satan? I think it's Satan, not man. Satan uses man just like God does. What's to stop Satan from just continually doing that? So England's been set up in a way where the majority, I'm not going to give you a percentage, the majority of England are middle class. There's not a lot of poverty and there's not a lot of extreme wealth, although you do get it in England, in areas, especially in places like London. But in general, the majority of the UK are middle class. They work their 9 to 5 jobs. They make enough money to be comfortable, somewhat comfortable, so they can pay their bills. They can put gas in the car. There's food on the table. They've got their internet. They can go on holiday once or twice, maybe a year. They're good. They're not worried. As long as this continues, I'm good. I might be tired. I might get fed up occasionally, but financially, I'm pretty much set. Now what's happening is the prices of everything are increasing, and significantly. Whether that is your gas, your electricity bill, property, even takeaways, public transport, but wages are not going up in relation to that. So now what you're finding is the majority of the middle class within the next few years are going to be the lower class, and there's only going to be 2 classes. The middle class is going to disappear. It's going to be gone. That's why during COVID, like all your major corporations, for example, let's say Asda in England and Morrison's, Home Depot, Costco, they stayed open during the pandemic, but the local businesses didn't. So a lot of people lost their job and their income, and they were in debt in order to get in the position of having their own business. So now they're trying to pay that off, but they don't have a job. So what you're going to have the so-called elite. I don't like giving them that name because it means they're above us, but the extreme wealth and then that poverty. The middle class is going to go. All set up and designed for that to happen. So I am in England now. I love England, but I'm seeing a lot of broken people. I can feel people's energy, especially in their cars. They're just... Do you know what I mean? I can feel it. It feels a bit different out in Mexico. Of course, we've got the warm climate and everything like that, but the weather does have a huge say. But I'm just saying that this country is getting annihilated by design, and I think a lot of people are fully aware of it, but are just okay. It is what it is. I'm just going to deal with it. But I don't think they realize where it's going, in my opinion. A pack of cigarettes about $20. It's wild. One positive of that, hopefully, it makes you want to stop. Because cigarettes are one of the worst things you can. One of the worst habits you can have. Really bad for your health. It makes you stink. I'm not having a go at you for doing it at all. It's your choice. I always say whatever you put inside your body is your choice. I think it's one of the worst habits is smoking cigarettes. Thankfully, I've never done it. But let me go back to this code. There's still a bit more. So I found this very interesting because I've told you Satan's number 666. So Cashman was originally sentenced exactly 6 weeks after the date he killed Olivia. And now he's just been sentenced to 42 years in jail exactly 6 months after his original sentencing. Again, Matrix, did it happen? Is it man behind it? If it is, why would they do it? Let me ask you that, actually. Before I continue with this, let me ask you this. Guys, sorry about the lighting. I apologize about the lighting. It's not the best, but you can all hear me clearly, yeah? As long as you can hear me, I'm not too bothered if you can see me. Let me put it this way. So he's been sentenced to 42 years. His original sentencing was exactly 6 weeks after he killed Olivia. And now his 42-year sentence is exactly 6 months after his original sentence. All right, 4 + 2 is 6. If you think it's man doing it, like completely behind the code, just please tell me why. Why does it have to be so perfect? Why do the durations have to be so perfect? Why? If man's doing it, what's the whole point of it? You can talk about perhaps it's gun control. We don't really have problems with that in England, if we're honest. You have more issues with that in the US. You don't hear of many deaths in England of people getting shot. So what's the whole purpose, if man's behind it, of coding it the way that it's being coded? Including like in football, wrestling, politics, everything that I show you, deaths, wars, man's doing it. Why? Cashman, Rothschild, or Rockefeller, or someone else, Bush, Kennedy, Soros, or Pope, the black one. But don't you think all of them are working for the same master? That's how I see it. Oh, thank you, Donny boy. I can hear that sexy voice, baby. Thank you. I've been very fortunate with my voice. People like my voice. I don't know about in England. My mum says I have a loud voice. I do. But in the US, Mexico, it's a gift, I think, my accent. Phoenix Airport hamburger, $18. My goodness. They get you in airports because if you're really hungry, it's like, what are you going to do? So they can charge you extortionate prices. They do it on planes, don't they? Where else are you going to go? You're really hungry? Unless, obviously, they give you your meal. But if you want something like, I don't know, a chocolate bar, whatever, that'd be $77, sir. What? So, in regards to all those names you just said, I believe they work for the same master. They don't work for the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers. All right. They're working for the devil. And when you start seeing it for what it is, and he has these minions that work for him, who are basically running the show. So he got the Rothschilds to set up the banking system. All right. He got the Rockefellers to basically own oil. So he uses these families. Okay. He's used like the Clintons within politics and the Bush family. When you see it for what it is, and you realize it ain't just like man. Again, the best thing is Epiphanians 6:12. When it tells us that this isn't a battle with flesh and blood, it's spiritual wickedness in high places. That's as clear as it gets. All right? That's as clear as it gets for me. Now, this is very interesting. So I just coded Bayern Munich to beat Borussia Dortmund in the top of the table cash. And Dortmund's goalkeeper, big shout out to Flinney, led me in this direction. Good friend. Dortmund's goalkeeper is called Gregor Kobel, which sounds like pretty much identical to Korbel, the girl who got shot. All right, and he's a Swiss professional footballer. I keep talking about Switzerland and the World Economic Forum. and keep an eye on Switzerland. They always have to tell you it's neutral and you don't need to look into Switzerland. Stay away from that. It's neutral. Yeah, you do need to look into Switzerland. All right. He's a Swiss professional footballer who plays as a goalkeeper for Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund and the Switzerland national team. Well, he just made a criminal error against Bayern Munich in their huge game where they lost 4-2. So now Bayern Munich are top of the league. Korbel, plays for Dortmund, who Liverpool coach Klopp coached for. Klopp rarely made his name as the head coach of Dortmund. That's where he really made his name. He did well at Mainz, but it was at Dortmund when he got them to the Champions League final. Who beat them? Bayern Munich. All right? Bayern Munich. So, again, Bayern just lost. Bayern just beat Dortmund 4-2. Korbel was the keeper for Dortmund. Cashman just got sentenced to 42 years. His original sentencing was 42 days after he supposedly killed Olivia. I've told you it's all synced up by a code, and the devil's behind it. So Korbel was born on 12/6, which is funny because he was born on Giannis's birthday, the NBA player who won the 2021 NBA Finals 4-2, where he got the MVP. Born 12/6. 1,260 days is 42 months. I've just told you why your boy Brendan Rodgers was born 126 and then got fired on 4-2. All right, watch my video about that. What is criminal? What's actually criminal is the amount of views my videos get. That's criminal. Go watch my video about Potter and Rodgers and how perfect the code is. Is it going to get 500 views? It's criminal. Now check this out. I incorporated Tuchel into my code because this guy is synced to Revelation. Remember, he was coaching for Paris Saint-Germain in the 2020 Champions League final against Bayern Munich, which he lost 1-0, and that was on Kobe Bryant's 42nd birthday. Tuchel was hired by Chelsea on 126, exactly a year after Kobe died, and on Brendan Rodgers' birthday, and then they met in the FA Cup final, where Leicester won 1-0. All right, and now Leicester shortly afterwards are second from bottom in the Premier League. Chelsea just won the Champions League pretty much, and now they're 11th in the league. Oh, come on, guys. You think it's about the talent of the players? Is that what you think it is? The talent of the players, the talent of the coach? Has nothing to do with that. So Thomas Tuchel coached for Chelsea, and now he coaches for Bayern, and he coached for Dortmund. And who's playing tomorrow? Who's playing tomorrow? My mate Stephen Henderson told me, much love, I was on the phone to him. Who is playing tomorrow in the Premier League? Chelsea versus Liverpool. Chelsea versus Liverpool. You think that's an accident? Why they call it a fixture list? Fix. Oh, we want to thank the fans for all their energy. If it wasn't for your energy, we wouldn't have won that game. Told you football, it's all energy. It's like a battery. You got positive and negative. All right, you get charged to enter. It's undeniable, to be honest. Chelsea win, I don't know. Right now, I'm not bothered if Chelsea win. My point is, I've just made all the connections with Klopp, Tuchel, and then you've got Chelsea playing Liverpool. And it connects to Bayern Munich. And then you had Klopp, who was at Dortmund, who got to the Champions League final against Bayern Munich. I'm showing you everything's coded. We got brought up to think it was all legit. We didn't question how Jose Mourinho won the Champions League with Porto, or how Leicester won the Premier League with that mediocre team, or how Greece won the Euros, all right? Or how Denmark won the Euros. We don't question these things enough. That's what we don't do because we've not been educated to question things. We've been educated to absorb information, which is often bullshit. So that's why most people have no capacity to critically think. And when they try to do it, their head starts hurting. So they get angry and upset. And they go back to their old worldviews of being told what the truth is by the mainstream media. Hey, Eric, how you doing? And that's the reality. The more people have become enlightened to the knowledge and open-minded, like my mate Pinder today, we had an amazing chat about a variety of topics, the better. But whilst people are choosing to ignore it all or passing everything off as a coincidence, all the information I present day in, day out, there's not much hope for them, is there? Because they're just going to continue to be manipulated. They'd rather be manipulated than accept that they've been manipulated. I don't know if that's an official quote. I might throw it in my book, but they would definitely rather be manipulated than accept they have been manipulated. I'll have to check if that's an actual quote. If not, I'm taking it. Klopp showed his true colours promoting the jab. Exactly, Joseph. Basically compared those who didn't get this to drink drivers. A lot of them are showing the true colours now. I put it down to God. I think it's actually a good thing. I keep saying it's light shining on darkness. All the darkness is now being exposed, and I think those who are full of light are witnessing it. I always say, if there was no darkness, you wouldn't see the stars. You've got to appreciate it. We do need the duality and polarity of life, but everything that's going on cannot be swept under the rug. It can't be swept under the rug. Don't mean you have to get all upset and anxious and angry with life. I'm able to do what I do. Look, I go out, I hang out, I make people laugh, I put out my content. I'm not sat in my room like, oh my God, the world's so bad, because that benefits the devil. He wants you to hate the world. He wants that. He wants you to hate the world, to hate your fellow man, to hate this Cashman who never existed, to hate a footballer who makes a mistake, hate the government, hate your teachers, whatever it is. He wants that. And it's on us to not allow that. There's going to be things that frustrate us and piss us off. All right, but we decide how we react. You don't always have a say in what happens to you, but you do have a say in everything when it comes to how you react. So he wants that. He wants friction. He wants divide. Again, professional sports, they connect people. You can go watch the game with your dad and then go for a beer with him. But in general, they divide. You hate the other team. You want the other team to fail. Sometimes more than wanting your team to win. That's why, like, an Everton fan is sometimes happier when Liverpool lose a big game than he is for Everton to win a game. It's pretty toxic, guys. I know a lot of people, because of me, have stopped watching football. I've stopped gambling. I've got rid of the TV because they tell me. I wake up every day to these emails. I always say it's not because of me, but I'm a huge influence as to why. And you see that the world is actually way better without the television, without the news, all right, without playing along with the mainstream, without professional sports. Yeah, I code them, guys, but look what I'm doing. Look what I'm showing you. Did Brendan Rodgers and Potter, did that win money for people? No. Was it a mind-blowing code to show you why they got fired and it was all connected to a code? Yeah, so I do it. That's not promoting gambling. What I'm doing now isn't. I'm showing you we live in a coded reality. All right, I show you that we have free will. I tell you that I believe God exists and the devil. It's not one of them. I speak from the heart. I say what I think. I often back up what I say with my predictions, but I'm not always perfect. And finally become aware of that I can't be. However good I am, I ain't going to be perfect. And there's always going to be people that judge me and don't appreciate me. And that's fine. It's part and parcel of it. So since I had that mindset, I'm a lot calmer. I'm a lot more relaxed. I just flow. And it's a good way to be. BK Truths, thanks for everything. We've all been deceived, but these codes are incredible. Welcome back to the UK. And hoping we have a good guy working for us. Yeah, thank you. I am, like, if you define, like, what's a good guy, I am. All right. If you want to tick those boxes, I look out for people. I'm generous with my time, with my knowledge. I love when people succeed. Yeah, I've always looked to be a nice guy, but again, I can be a jerk occasionally. I can have an ego at times where you're probably like, oh my God, he's a jackass. But in general, like, I'm a good guy. I think most of us are. I think pretty much all of you in the chat are going to be decent people, but the system's broke you. Some of you. I called out the Manchester Arena bombing. Yeah, I did a code on that and they limited it, or they might have even took down the video. Yeah, Ariana Grande. I've got a video on it. The code is just watch it. Watch that code that I did on the Manchester bombing. It obviously connected to Man United. It connected to Revelation. You've influenced me to quit gambling, brother. I'm thriving financially now. Brilliant, Ahmad, because you're putting your faith and your knowledge into yourself. Again, when you gamble, I don't judge anyone who does it. I did it. I don't judge anyone who does it. But you're putting your faith basically in other people, or in the code, which is all right to do. But in general, when you go out and you focus on you, and I don't know whether it's setting up a business, there's always risks and rewards to everything. But it's definitely best to invest in yourself than invest in other people, hoping to get rewarded from their actions. It's better to invest in yourself and your own actions. But again, I see why people do it. I see the thrill in it. I see the potential in it. But this knowledge is far bigger than winning a bit of money. Like I told you, if the economy really collapses, money can come and go. It's fragile. Knowledge at this level, once you see it the way I see it, and some of you, that ain't getting taken away from you. That's life-changing. Money can change your life for a short period of time. And you often find out when you have a lot of money, it's not what it's cracked up to be. And people who don't have a lot of money think money is going to completely change their life. And then when they do get it, they realize it doesn't. Knowledge, spirit, like that loving, caring nature. Oh my goodness. Like I was saying to my mate Pinder today, I said, mate, I could live in this woods with you in a tent. We could go for walks, figure out getting our food. I could do that, mate, all day long without the rat race, without 8 hours, without a website. I could do that. And he went, yeah, I could. And there's no way me and him would have had that conversation like that 5 years ago. I was into materialism stuff, like, you know what I mean? I was never obsessed, but I was. But I'm literally being serious that I could live in that woods in a tent with my mate and I'd be happy. So you get to a certain point where you become content. It's not like, I don't want money. I don't want to be financially stable. But you're willing to lose it all. And I'm glad I'm in that state of mind, to be honest. Because, geez, it's going to really destroy a lot of people. Yeah, the money of evil is not, money is not evil. It's what people are willing to do for it. It's their love for money. But yeah, money, I always say money is a piece of paper or numbers on the screen. It's not evil. All right, it's basically an exchange tool. That's all it should be. But what people are willing to do for money. Again, like my mate Pinder said, like he keeps getting offered overtime where he works. So he's doing 35 hours, but he keeps getting offered 50 hours. And they're like, don't you want the hours? Like the economy's struggling. Don't you want to make that extra money? And he said, 35 hours is burning him out anyway with the work he has to do. And he said, what's going to happen? He'll do the 50 hours and that's just going to make him drink more. He's honest. I'll just drink more and I'll eat more junk food. So I'll make that extra money and it's actually going to be detrimental because I'm just going to waste it. And that's how it works as well. Like in the system, it's like the more hours you work, many people respect you. Yeah, there's worked 12 hours today, didn't I, mate? Yeah, put in a good graft. Like, I ain't proud of you for that. I don't think that's why we're here. I respect people who are able to make money in a short period of time and live their life, not just wake up, well, sleep 8 hours, work 12 hours, have some food and be all proud of themselves so they can pay the bills. That's existing or surviving. It's not living. That's why I do. I had a great job. I had it all comfortable in the matrix, man. I gave it all up. Thankfully, the website's worked out because I have faith in myself. That's why. I ain't lucky. I took huge gambles. I know the website could go at any time as well. I'm aware of that. So anyways, I appreciate you all. I gave you this because a few friends were like, "You've got to code this. Did you hear about him getting 42 years?" I was like, "No, he didn't. 42 years." Some people banter me. I've got half of my friends who are people who follow me telling me the truth, and I've got other people that joke with me. I was like, "Really, 42 years? Of course he has." No, he has. I got home. Yep, 42 years. And his original sentence was 42 days after he killed this 9-year-old, and Liverpool win 9-0 right after, and then lose 1-0. I can't remember how many days after. I did a video on it. I did a video on Bournemouth beating Liverpool 1-0 anyway. So I'm about to leave now, Dirk. Just all I can ask from you guys is to share my work, to share it. If you have, YouTube will block your comments. It's what they do. Share my work if you have any type of platform, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. Just share my work, like my work if you can. I'm not going to say sign up to my website because I know not everybody has a spare $10. But that's all I ask from you guys. If you guys do that for me, I'll keep making content. And people definitely underestimate how much work I put into the codes because I do them every day. I put out these type of codes daily, sometimes 3 in a day. And like I do get tension in my back because it's a lot of like my brain goes into overdrive. So all I ask is just for you, you don't have to love me or tell your friends how amazing I am. Just little retweets or little like here and there and all of that. And don't have to force me on other people. It's not a lot of people are ready for what I say, which I understand. I completely understand why people don't want to hear this. So anyways, I'm going to go have a bit of time with my brother now. Wait, is Joey here? Where's Joey? Is Joey in the house? All right. Okay. Raptors winning the NBA. I'll get into the finals. I've told you I don't think so. But you could be right. I really don't think so. In my opinion. But I haven't looked enough into them. Would you set up a Telegram page to connect? No. I don't want to be harsh. I've been honest. I don't want to do Telegram. I don't want to do Discord. I've told you the word Discord means disagreement as well. I have so much going on. Right? I have a website where a lot of people expect top quality content every day. I have a coaching company for football. I teach English online. I have a girlfriend. I work out. I don't want to be, again, another thing that I said to my mate, just a great guy, was I don't want to be glued to my phone. So the more groups I join, everyone's like, come join this WhatsApp group, Illusion, join this Twitter group, come to my Discord. Like, no, because that's just going to have me connected to this and disconnected to the world. I do the live stream here because it serves a purpose. I think I really provide solid information and a lot of people enjoy it. So I'm willing to speak to a screen during this. My website, I'm willing to do. But I'm not willing to go back and forth, BK. I really like you and like a lot of people who are nice to me and look out for me and follow my work. But I ain't willing to be part of these groups, just going back and forth. Because that's, again, I think that's what the devil wants. He wants you disconnected from the world. So no, I won't join them. I don't mean it to be a douche or I'm better than everybody. People accuse me of all sorts of stuff. That's my mindset. So anyways, cheers, Gary. I will enjoy my time. You are doing amazing, pal. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. Adam is the best coder in the old firm. Yeah, I got 7 out of 8 right, which is pretty wild. Rangers, Celtics, 7 out of 8 outcomes correct. It's not easy to do that, those two teams. It's not easy to do. For some reason, I'm able to do it. All right, so listen, thank you, all right? Thank you very much. And I'm sorry about the ads. It is frustrating. I've told you that. I apologize with the ads. That's why it's best to watch my live streams because there's no ads. You want to watch them live. I don't think there's ads, is there? Because the ads are annoying. They do it by design. They do it by design, guys. And again, I think it's to play with your attention span as well, why they do it. Just either show the ads at the beginning or at the end, not every 5 to whatever they're doing. I don't watch my own stuff, so I don't know. I don't know how often they're doing it. Anyways, looking like a lumberjack, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised you can even see me. It's so dark in this room. I'm surprised you can even see me. And by the way, I know I'm not from Norway. This is my brother's hat. I don't know why he has it. I don't know if he's ever been or anything. But yeah, I'm wearing a Norway hat. All right. Cheers, guys. Much love. And I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you.